Welcome everyone to State Champs coverage of the Mayor's Cup here today in Dearborn, Michigan. It's the Divine Child Falcons at 8-8-1 and Dearborn Unified at 9-6-1 here through Dearborn Ice Skating Center. So glad you could join us here today, Jeremy, out alongside Mike Ivesil. And Mike, this is a big game for a lot of reasons. These two teams really started to look towards the playoffs, and this would be a big win for both of the squads.
Absolutely. It's that time of the year where they're trying to position themselves for the playoffs. Each team has some seniors, but they also have some young kids that they want to get the experience. And what better experience than this rivalry in the Mayor's Cup?
And Dearborn Unified has already talked about it as well. Hey, look, Divine Child plays a rough schedule. We're going to be playing in Division I again, even though Divine Child's playing Division III. They play some of the better teams in Division III as well. So this is an important kind of litmus test for us heading towards the playoffs, which comes so quickly once you hit February, which will be here before we know it.
Absolutely. It's only a couple weeks away. And the kids even say it. You'll talk to them before the game, and they'll be like, oh, man, 2 weeks, the playoffs are coming. And before they know it, it's here. And then we're at USA.
Well, there's a lot of storylines, and we'll get to quite a few of them as the game goes on. One of them is pretty intriguing, though. Mike McNamara, the bench boss of Divine Child in his second season, played for Brian Dallas, who's kind of a hockey legend in the era. He even said, hey, he's a Hall of Famer in my book. So I said, hey, does he have any tendencies? He said, oh, he pulls some tricks out of his bags at times, but that's got to be a cool moment for those two to, again, match up this year for the second time.
Absolutely. As a coach, it's always good to see your players come back and either be a coach or do something within the game. It means you did something right. Heck, I've been out of the game for a while. I coached against Brian when I was at Grosse Pointe North. So it's been a long time. He's been around, and he's very well respected.
This is a Divine Child team that certainly has some stars on the front line, and this is a team that has two football players playing in prominent roles in the goal scoring. We'll get to that a little bit later, but looking at Divine Child for a moment, Zachary Schubart and Cole Kalchik are two of the talented forwards in their league.
Very talented, very offensive-minded. What I'm going to be interested to see in this rivalry is Cole Kalchik is the physical one of them. In a game like this, that could cause some turnovers, which lead to those offensive chances.
Absolutely. You love to watch those matchups as the game goes on as well. And for now, we'll toss it down to the ice for your national anthem as well. Really nice rendition of the national anthem before today's contest here today. The fans are still filing in. They expect big numbers and nearly a full capacity crowd here today, and you love to see it, especially in the hockey scene. It's not always the most attended events, but when big events happen like this, they sure do pack it.
Yeah, as we were talking earlier, you put Cup in front of any hockey game and the people are going to show up. It means something big, and this Mayor's Cup is big to these two teams.
And we talked about it with Mike McNamara on the other side, playing for Brian Dallas. But Brian Dallas was also the head coach at Divine Child for 18 years before coming over to Unified for the last 9 years. So he was kind of in the thick of this thing in the 90s when it was all beginning. So a lot of storylines there, a lot of who knows who. And I'm sure a lot of the parents may be gently yelling at each other across the stands as well.
Absolutely. When you get these inner city games, these kids have all played together or against each other in the local associations for their entire lives. And we're about to drop the puck on a great game here.
Dearborn Unified on the left, Divine Child on the right in the red. Cole Kalchik going to win that draw for the Falcons as they'll dig it to the far side. Pizzo chasing it for DC. Rimmed around but kept in. Nice waffling shot comes in. Poke back out. And turning around and clearing it out is Wayne Taman. Taman, another guy that will be intriguing here today. 17 goals, 24 assists, good enough for 41 points. A guy they really like finishing the puck as well.
Absolutely. We saw it right away, that physical play down in the corner, turning a turnover to the point, got a shot on net. I think we're going to see a lot of that tonight.
Just underway. We thank you so much for tuning in here today. Hope to bring you what should be a good game here today. Carrying it over the line is Holland, bodied up there and taken away by DC. It's Alex Carroll, the defenseman. Pinned on the boards by Pizzo. Squirts back to neutralize here, and Schubert will let it go. Long stretch pass intended, intercepted nicely, and trips at the red line. DC will get their first power play of the game. Or no, they saw the right hand go up, but that was not for that. The late offsides may be coming there. So they'll let them play here early going, and in a matchup like this, you'd probably expect that unless things get crazy. Banged off the boards on the far side. That's O'Connell. Sees it go as Dearborn Unified wants some fresh bodies here. DC racing one out. Tough bounce off the far boards. It's Baraki who's looking to stretch out and get that one. Ross collects on the face-off circle here. Punches it back out in front. Nobody there. Damancio will slam it out there. And on the doorstep was Ross. Couldn't get a good shot off. And that one comes from the circle. And Dearborn Unified looking to clear out some of this pressure. What are you seeing from Divine Child offensively?
I'm seeing a little bit on getting the defense involved here. And again, they are involved in that forecheck to start their offense.
Here come the Falcons behind their own nets. Veteran in goal here today, Charlie Wedgerock. Certainly earned that opportunity. Racing over the blue line here and fanning on a shot. His Keel just couldn't get a good handle on it. As Dearborn Unified chases into the corner. Their fans love that as they collide on the near boards. And here comes the team in white and black going the other way. Slapped aside by Cornett. Whipped at the point. And the Falcons looking to collect here. No dice down the slot area. Good opportunity for Nathan Holland for the second time here today. Squirts right back to him. One more pass up and over the stick of Norrie. Nathan Norrie, another talented player. Holland with a good hack. This is the first offensive charge we've seen by Dearborn Unified as the Falcons will look to hang on.
Absolutely. It looks like Dearborn Unified is going to try to play on a little bit of the inexperience of DC. They're doing a 1-2-2-4 check, which gave them time to get out once, but then unfortunately they turned the puck over to the wrong guy, Holland, 3 times there, and got 3 scoring opportunities.
Charlie Wedgerock, we mentioned he's the senior. Wears number 29, 4.22 goals against average. Holland looking to win that draw, and nothing cleanly on either end. As Fawaz rims it out to the near side. Bad bounce as Dearborn keeps it in, looking to clap it back out in front. Taman waiting on the doorstep. Here's another chance. Norrie was there as well, but couldn't bang it in as Divine Child now all of a sudden looks to relieve the pressure. Leveled in the first period of this rivalry game thus far. Couldn't get an exact figure for you in terms of the number of games these have played, but both coaches said, hey, in the 90s was when we started.
Yeah.
Maybe they ought to start documenting it somewhere online.
Being Dearborn and Dearborn, it's going to be a pretty good rivalry here. And something I've been interested to see is this young defensive duo of DiDomenico and O'Connell here. They're going to play big minutes. They've got to do a little bit better. They turned the puck over a couple times there. It's going to be an interesting matchup to watch, especially when number 4 is out there.
Another offensive zone face-off for Nathan Holland. He's been buzzing lately. Furlow redirects it back out in front. A wobbling puck will go to the side of Wedrock as the Divine Child fans ooh and ah. Taken back by Dearborn, slamming it out in front. Norrie was waiting there. And again, the Falcons desperately clearing the neutral territory here. It's a hard shift for all those white and black players heading off. Here come the Falcons, tripped up again, and that one will be called. So we saw a very similar play just a couple minutes in. They let it go. That one was a pretty egregious one, I guess you could say. So our first power play of the game will come now.
Yeah, you'll see that often. They miss one. Refs are human too. They miss it. The coach reminds them, and they're going to get the next one here. But it's going to be interesting to see. Right now, we're about, 3 minutes into this game, couple minutes in, and number 4 has been on the ice for almost the whole time. How long can he go? But every time he's on the ice, it's a scoring opportunity.
On the penalty kill in this situation here, taken by Norrie, as that one will swim its way into the hands of Cam Proden. He's a talented man in itself, 6'5", ominous senior in there, 376 goals against and an .898 save percentage. He made an MDHL team this fall, so there's a lot of promise there at the next level.
Absolutely. Got to watch a lot of him. He's a big kid, covers a lot of the net.
Divine Child with a fluttering puck that bangs off the dasher there as it rims to the near side. Kelb looking to stomp it in on the left point here. A little 2-on-2 scrum. Kalchik cannot dig it out there. Flubbering puck that's going to go all the way down and played by Wedrock. I'm sure he's happy to see the power play here to relieve some of that pressure.
Yeah, getting some shots there early.
Cal braces that one in. Dump and chase here for the Falcons. Loose back out in front. Ooh, face-off circle opportunity. No luck. And here comes Dearborn Unified looking to clear. 2-on-1 developing, and it's stuck in the state a bit too long. Norrie still looking to get a handle on it. And Dearborn will catch up in neutral territory here with $1.09 to go on the power play. So far, a decent job of tying the puck up at least.
Absolutely. And again, Divine Child's going to get that puck deep, and they're going to use their forecheck to start their offense.
Quick one the other way for Dylan Ross. Punched off the play there by Cornett. Right in front of the Dearborn Unified student section. They're roaring back there as Nathan Holland, their go-getter, takes it back. Long stretcher for Taman. He can't quite reach that stick out. And picking it up is Dimencio back in the right corner. 36 seconds left in the 5-on-4 advantage here for the Falcons. They've gotten a great handle on the power play thus far. And again, Dearborn Unified will just kill some time. It's crunched off pretty nicely here. Holland looking to center it back off once again for Taman. Wasn't right. Lucas McBroom will sweep it around to the near side. And now just 13 seconds left in the 5-on-4. Opportunity for Holland. Little shine shifting shot. Didn't get much on it. Another one from the point is shifted aside nicely by Wedrock. Here comes Divine Child as Dearborn Unified is back to full strength here. Stuck aside nicely by Prodden. Swerve back out in front. Another chance on the doorstep. 2 players there banging at it. They can't get a good handle though. Is Dearborn Unified looking to clear? Not so. Divine Child with a backhand shot. Tafalski puts it to the far corner. And DC just wants a change here. They're gassed. That's all the way down. It'll go for an ice. And it's coming all the way back down. Well, State Champs is located on the campus of Lawrence Technological University. They offer over 20 varsity sports, including men's hockey. You can recruit yourself at ltuathletics.com.
Well, the guys we talked about early, Kalchuk and Holland really had a couple good shifts there. They are around everything, and it's going to be interesting to watch. The puck follows number 4 every
sure
time
does.
he's on the ice.
If I'm Divine Child, I'm worrying every time he touches it.
Yep.
Slammed off the near boards. Plotz wakes everybody up here. Long stretch pass attempted there. He slipped at the blue line. That's Nathan Holland, the aforementioned.
And again, it's amazing watching some of these games with kids you don't get to see a lot. But as soon as they're on the ice, the puck is near them. They're near the puck. It's a little bit of that hockey IQ. He knows where to be, and they know they've done that before. They're stretching this puck.
Still over 10 minutes left to play in this first period. Nice job by Dearborn Unified on the penalty kill. 1 for 1 there. Ooh, that one snared by Prodden. He didn't even know he had it. He looked up in the glove, or did he?
I don't know if he had it. I think it went off the glove and off the net because it seemed to be back behind the net. But needless to say, he didn't see it and still got a piece of it. It helps to be 6'5", right?
Sure does. The new modern goaltender, as Mike McNamara called it. It's a good description.
Absolutely.
Punch to the corner here. Divine Child looking to get something brewing. It's been a while. Christopher Welch, the forward, trying to dig it out from behind. DC took it back. Shot that went wide as Zachary Schubart again lurking in front of the goal. One of their leading scorers. Pizzo had it taken by Dearborn Unified. A long shot goes in as Wedgerock has been pickled with shots so far in this first. A chance for Deckert, couldn't intercept. It's Cornett who spins back in his own zone here. Charged by Kelb on the near faceoff circle. Good run in there by Cornett. Just disrupted that play all the way around. Loose puck out in front, just went wide. Dylan Ross teed one up, just couldn't get it on target that time. A lot of chances have happened right in that slot area for Divine Child, though.
Absolutely. You can see their style of play is gritty, and they're going to get those chances in front of the net, and it's actually two contrasting styles of play here. We got DC wants to get the puck in deep, forecheck, get the turnover, and a little bit more finesse on that DU side. We want to stretch it and use that offensive skill with Holland.
So another face-off coming to the side of Cam Prodden, his 13th game. Back up is a freshman, Caleb Moran, just learning at this point. Ooh, another quick opportunity fired wide. Dearborn Unified breathing another sigh of relief. Wayne Taman looking to dig it out here. No luck. Dylan Ross kept it through. Norrie. Punch from behind. McBroom gets a piece now. Turnaround slam by Baraki as Prodden will come out and play. He does it pretty well. His coach says not a lot of modern goalies can play it like that, at least in high school.
It helps to start that breakout.
Still 8:46 left to go in a 5-on-5 hockey game right now in the first period. No score. The shots on the board say we're even 3-3. Penalty as dumped from behind was Joseph Baraki. It'll be the second of this game, and this time, once again, the Falcons will go on a power play.
Starting to see a little bit of frustration with Dearborn Unified. DC's not letting them get that offensive skill started and going, and that forecheck caused that penalty right there. A little bit of a delay, and he hit a little cross check. Let him know he was there.
Big draw here for the Falcons as they whistle a shot right there on Prodden, and he says no problem.
Love the way DC's playing, not only with the forecheck, but they're getting pucks to the net. They are not delaying. They're like, hey, goalie's good, goalie's big, can't save them all.
Win their second draw in a row here. Faceoffs have not been clean thus far for either of these two teams. And that ends up right on the goal line, and Prodden, for good measure, just hangs on.
They got a good setup here on the power play. That last shot, I think the coach would have liked them to take a little bit more patience, back out a little bit, come back to the D, and set something up.
Most of these opportunities have been quick firing shots for Divine Child thus far. Pass a little wide for Kelm. They do hang on. Good bounce off the boards here. We're looking to go to the other face-off circle, stolen by Dearborn Unified. Nifty move the other way by Norrie. Here he comes with a 2-on-2. Norrie with the wrister! Got it to go! 1-0 Dearborn Unified. Their fans love it.
Yeah, he's going to want that one back. I don't think we're going to see too many like that tonight. But as you can see, as we've been talking about the contrasting styles, DU got that puck in their zone, shorthanded, never thought about icing it. They were coming down. They knew it was going to be an offensive chance. And when we see this replay, watch how quick the puck comes off his stick. I always tell kids when I was coaching or my son, it's not how hard you shoot it, it's how quick you shoot it. That came off of his stick. Goalie, a little bit of a misplay, but a nice quick shot.
On the penalty kill here with 8:09 remaining in period number one. I think he was even a little surprised maybe to see it go through. Nathan Norrie with goal number 22 of the year. This one fought back out by Dearborn Unified. They've done a great job on the penalty kill thus far. Looking for goal number 2 all of a sudden. There's Holland, who slips it past. It's going to wind its way all the way down. Still half of a 5-on-4 to go. DC 0 for 1 in those efforts thus far. Have control. Going to chuck it all the way down. It's Furlow, the captain, on defense for Dearborn Unified. Looking for win number 10 here today. Falcons looking for win 9. Collision there at center ice, nothing there as they both ran into each other. Little looping puck sent quickly. Taman on over once again to Holland. Scores!
Well, when your penalty kill is doing a good job, it puts a little bit of pressure on your power play, and that's what you saw. The defenseman got caught up. I don't even think the guy knew that he was going to turn around and no one was on him. And, of course, number 4 around the puck. I was laughing earlier watching when the one time they iced the puck on the penalty kill, number 4 got a little frustrated because it wasn't an offensive play up front. That's what they want to do. But what a nice move by Holland.
Well, sooner than later, you knew it was going to come.
Yeah. I mean, is he just always around the puck, and with that offensive skill, it's going to happen. And again, that was their second defensive pairing that was out there. Probably not the matchup that they wanted, but you can only do so many matchups when you're on the power play twice.
Goal number 24 of the year for Holland. And what do we have here?
They had someone in the box, then they took him out. There was a discussion there. They've got 5 guys on the ice.
Interesting. Well, that's nonetheless the second goal on the penalty kill in this same penalty.
You don't see that often. That is something. But again, Dearborn Unified is offense 100% of the time. You're going to see something like that.
Still 16 seconds left of the power play for the Falcons, looking to buzz their way in. Here's a decent chance. Rises over the shoulder and out of play.
Again, a nice save by the goalie. The big goalie got that shoulder up, but how about that backhand? That was labeled top shelf there if he doesn't nudge that shoulder up. But that's the skill that I saw this summer in number 50, that he can make these saves against the top guys.
Last played versus Port Huron. 22 shots on goals he faced there. Just 1 goal allowed. It was 2 games ago for Dearborn Unified.
Those are 2 of your best goalies in the state right there.
Dearborn Unified in full strength.
Back to full strength is Dearborn Unified. And a rough start so far for Divine Child on the road here. Big student section as that one is pumped back from behind once again. Shifted aside off the opportunity by McNamara. He lurks in front of the goal again. Cut back to the corner, and here comes Divine Child. What would you like to see out of them defensively? They can't reel, right? It's just 2 at this point.
Absolutely. I mean, out of Divine Child, they were doing it. Then they just kind of lost what they were doing all game when it got to the power play, and they tried to go a little bit offensive. We know what their game plan is from the defense side of the puck.
There's an ice. We'll send it all the way back down once again. Well, check out State Champs Hockey Time every Wednesday at 3, presented by Alto Equipment Company. Sean Blasian and Jonathan Kidd will recap this week's happenings in high school hockey. Coaches interviews, Players of the Year, our new Wall Award, and much, much more. That's Hockey Time, presented by Alta Equipment Company.
Now, be on the lookout here, because of how offensive Dearborn Unified is playing, they're going to get caught in their zone with the way DC is trying to be defensive.
Curling shot there by Taman ends up wide as Brecken Furlow can't quite keep it in. He does respond and gets it back to center ice here. Laid out, decent hit on the other end there by Schubert.
Yep, there's a call there. He had the first two go one way, then this one. It looked like a good open ice hit, but he's calling elbow. The guy was a little bit low, so I'm guessing he got him in the helmet. It's a call every time.
Schubert heading his way to the box, and
now
all of a sudden unified to the power play. It's like
I was wondering if he heard us say that Kalchuk was the more physical of the two, right?
He was tuned into our little pregame show there before the opening faceoff. DC wins a big draw there. Don't want another goal on the board with still 5:33 left to play in the first. A whistling clear, and it's a good one as it ends up on the stick of Prada. Here comes Unified looking to set up for the first time on their power play. Holland scored the second goal of this game. Flips it on in for Lucas McBroom. Didn't get a great opportunity at it. And now Norrie, who scored the first goal. We have an offside.
It'll be interesting to see how they get these forwards involved. Tallman and Holland, you know that they're going to be setting something up probably on the sides for them. And right there, I'm going to imagine the coach is going to have a chat with them about patience. They crossed the ice, and instead of setting it up, immediately got a shot blocked, which could have came back on them. But let's see how they get 4 and 10 involved here.
So the buck 30 left in the power play here. Up 2-0 is this Dearborn Unified team. Another nice clear from DC there. Holland. And that one collapsed back in neutral territory. Rifled behind by Kalchuk. And here comes DU. Nice shoulder put in there by Kelb. Making every hit felt at this point if you're Divine Child. And that is the interesting factor in this game. DC has a lot more numbers. There's no question about that. Only 15 total, including goalies for Dearborn. So for them, I'm sure the game plan was, hey, we got to jump on top quick here.
Jump on top, grind them down, make them tired, wear them out, and especially if they got to play their top guys a lot.
Booted back out. Couldn't clear in the end. That was a nice block by Dylan Ross. Ooh. Shot that went way wide by Holland, but grade A nonetheless. 27 seconds left in the 5-on-4 here. Dearborn Unified looking to get their third special teams goal. First in the power play, shifted back out in front. That could have been a nice one from Taman. With 3:49 left to play here in the first. And just 4 seconds left in the power play. They'll see it wind down, and Divine Child heads back to full strength. Hefty boards here at the disc as that nearly fell out in front. McNamara was racing. Platz all the way around, couldn't keep it in. Deckert was waiting, and we have an ice.
Well, we were right with them trying to get 4 and 10 involved in that play.
Well, you will soar as a Divine Child Falcon. Learn more about Michigan's largest Catholic co-ed high school by visiting divinechildhighschool.org. That's divinechildhighschool.org.
It's always interesting to watch these offensive teams get on the power play. They get out of their game by trying to set something structured up when these kids are just freewheeling, skilled players. And you could see them, they got boxed up a couple of times.
Dug back out to the blue line. Little wiffle ball coming on in, and a nice hop in the end for Wedge Rock, who holds on.
Those saves are always a little bit tougher than you imagine, and that's got to be good for his confidence after that first one.
3:19 left to play in the first period. 2-0 in favor of the home squad here today. Great atmosphere at the Mayor's Cup. Fans have been filing in and out. Great student section on the other side for Dearborn Unified, which Divine Child has had to drive into in this first period. Here they come again. Two men came together, creates a 2-on-2, but shifted aside nicely. That was McNamara charging his way in. And another knuckleball and some contact there. And no call as Braden McNamara was hoping for it.
Well, hey, kind of like Top Gun, buzzing the tower there. You know, you got to let them know you're there. I'm noticing DC's forecheck is not as intense as it was in the beginning. So talking about fatigue here, it goes both ways. That forecheck will wear down the other team as well yourself.
The shot 7-6 in favor of DC. Much of the second half, though, this first period has been in the DU offensive zone. Able to dig out another. Holland, great pass forward. Putting on the brakes, looking to charge back down the middle to Norrie. He's looking for his second goal already. No dice there, Norrie. Just flip one wildly back out in front. Nobody there for DU. Here comes Divine Child. Taken right back by Cornett. Cornett forward pass for Holland. On a disadvantage here, trying to weave his way to the goal. Got a couple of shots off. Holland gains it back. Had Taman to his right. And Taman gets another shot. And it couldn't be held on by Wedrock as he shifts it aside. Taman, hard work on this shift here as he collides on the far boards now. Here come the Falcons. Schubert going to get his. Look out. Referee on the far side ducks out of the way with 1:44 left to play in the first period here. Shifty boards here. We've already seen that become a factor here today. They do hang on. Back out in front. Whiffed on the chance out in front. Dylan Ross the forward, and a loose stick is going to draw another penalty on a slash.
Yeah, that's another. That's an easy call on the refs there when you do it. It's a hockey play. You use that stick kind of like in lacrosse, but if the guy's only got one hand on it and he drops it, it's going to be a penalty. Now, back in our day, the ref would look at you and say, "Put two hands on your stick." But the game today, all offense, they're gonna call that every time. And I've noticed both teams are looking a little bit fatigued. The pace has slowed down. Now we got the second power play unit out here. Let's see what they can bring.
0 for 2 for Divine Child, 0 for 1 on the power play thus far for Dearborn. Tied up in the near corner, nice job by Kelb, and they dig it out. Maybe a chance for them racing the other way. Good drive by Holton, couldn't hang on in the end. Does flip it back in though. $1:05 to go in the first period, 1:36 on the power play here. It could carry over. These penalty killing units have done a really nice job for both sides thus far. Collected and sent wide. Deckert looking to get that hot potato on the far side. No luck. Here comes Godin for DC. Checked out, that was McNamara. McNamara sees it chase into the corner. Fresh body out for Dearborn Unified. They stretch it to him. Curling around. Contact for Taman. And it's coming back out. Well, on our first intermission, we'll show you State Champs Hockey Time each and every week. Sean Belesian and Jonathan Kidd will recap the high school hockey scene in the state of Michigan. So stay tuned for that in 28 5/10 of game time here. And it looks like we have another penalty tacked on the other end.
There was a trip at the blue line. Some will call it dirty. It just happens. The guy made that move at the last second. The defenseman kind of gets off balance, and it's the knee. There was nothing malicious there, but again, another one they're going to call every time. This is going to be 28.5 seconds of excitement with these guys out here.
No doubt. Our first 5-on-3 here today. Nathan Holland, the everything guy, taking the draw. He won it. Cornett back to the right side for Norrie. He already has a goal in this game. Norrie shifts it back out in front. And no chance for Mary to hack it back in once again. 15 seconds left to go in the period. Looking to roof it left side. Norrie with another shot. DC just looking to desperately clear it out. They can't get it. Norrie, right point, sends it to the other end. And laid out for the block that time. And an intercept by Alessandro as he gets it all the way down. And a good job by DC to head into the first intermission down. Not 3 goals at this point. It's 2-0. Still the 1:32 on the second penalty and 33 seconds on the first. So some more 5-on-3 hockey in that second period, Mike.
Yeah, and it'll be something to see. The power plays were a little bit shaky on both sides. However, it looked a little bit more controlled with that 5-on-3, and you know they're going to have their top guns out for the 5-on-3 when they come out. They're going to be talking about it in the locker room. I expect them to have something set up for this.
A goal with 8 minutes to go in the first by Norrie, shorthanded, and a goal with 7 minutes to go by Holland, also shorthanded in the very same penalty. Quite the effort by DU overall. They lead 2-0. We send it to hockey time now.
Welcome inside the State Champs studios on the campus of Lawrence Technological University for another edition of State Champs Hockey Time. I'm Jonathan Kidd, along with Sean Belegian. Sean, how's it going today?
Tremendous, Sean. Another big week of high school hockey behind us. Another few weeks of outstanding action. We're looking forward to it. Let's get to it.
All of our State Champs programming is presented by Lawrence Technological University. To learn more about the Lawrence Tech hockey team, you can recruit yourself at ltuathletics.com. State Champs Hockey Time is also presented by our friends at the Alta Equipment Company. And Sean, we got a couple more entries into the Beanie Challenge. Are you ready for it?
Yeah,
ready?
let's go.
Ready?
What do we got?
All right, our first one, the M1 Griffin.
All right, Coach Fox and the gang got a chance to meet them. That's pretty cool. I like this one. Got to get
It's all about the pom-pom.
that on top right there. Thank you. What else?
All right, and we got a downriver entry. Our buddies over at Wyandotte Roosevelt.
Oh, excellent.
Thank you very much to Coach Adam DeSena for providing me the hat. I picked it up right before our taping today.
I like #ACT. That's pretty cool. Thanks, guys. Outstanding. No, really.
And we do have a few more in the mail, so they'll probably be coming, in the next couple days. So expect a few more next week.
Yeah, looking forward to it. It's fun, and this was your baby and everything, and I'll take the caps. That was very kind, but no, seriously, a lot of great gear all around the state.
You know what I think we should do is, like, at the end of the season, you maybe should just put them all up on top of your heads, put all the beanies on top.
Everybody's been so kind. We'd be way up to the roof.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
No, it's pretty cool. Some great gear, some great hockey.
And let's recap what happened across high school hockey last week. And we begin in the MIHL for the matchup between Trenton and Grosse Pointe South. And Trenton with a 3-2 victory.
Yeah, Trenton's getting it going. They've won 4 of 5 now. Hayden Abozo, Matthew Kruger, 24 points each. They're getting ready, right? They played that schedule. It just seems as the year goes on, you see the Trojans do that every single year.
We had an MIHL KLA matchup on Wednesday between Heartland and Orchard Lake St. Mary's. Heartland with 4 unanswered goals to beat Orchard Lake St. Mary's 6-4.
Yeah, last Wednesday was one of those nights. There were great games all over the state. It was amazing, and that was one that I think we were keeping tabs on. 8 straight for Heartland now. Boy, they are rolling. Hey, let's not forget, OLSM is a darn good team. They are, in my mind, in that top 10 category and one of the favorites in D3 to be sure, but it was Heartland that night.
And it was part 2 between Detroit Catholic Central and Brother Rice. A back-and-forth battle, but it was CC once again with a 3-2 victory.
Well, 2 of the best teams, as always, one in Division 1, one in Division 2. Always emotional, but Catholic Central came away with the win. John, I've said it once, I've said it 379 times. They're so deep. They're getting balanced scoring right now. They've got a fantastic decor. They've got 2 incredible goaltenders. Catholic Central has it all right now. It's going to take a Herculean effort to knock off the Shamrocks.
And we go to the OAA for the matchup between Lake Orion and the M1 Griffins. This one went into overtime with the Dragons winning 5-4.
Yeah, Dragons with a couple of nice wins. They're playing well as of late, beat a couple of ranked teams. Sam Hines, how about this? 14 goals, 12 assists, 26 points. Keep an eye out on the Dragons, playing well.
We had a chance the last couple weeks to talk about Flint Powers. They took on East Grand Rapids on Friday. They beat them and followed up the next day with a 3-0 win over Detroit Country Day.
Yeah, nice bounce back for Powers, no doubt about it. As you mentioned, EGR and Country Day. I told you, I like this team a lot. I think they've got a really good defense core. They've got the goaltending. Mason Zarnicki leading the way up front. He's got 26 points. Look out for Powers in D3.
And you want to talk quick about UAD Jesuit. They had a big 3-2 victory in overtime over Cranbrook.
You know what? I love seeing this because this team has been this close this year. Jesuit's been this close. Go take a look at their schedule. They've played so many tough games against really high caliber opponents. You know how they do it at UAD Jesuit, and they finally broke through. This is a young team learning to win. That is a nice win for UAD Jesuit, to be sure.
And finally, in our recap, we want to congratulate Ryan Moran from Howell. He signed a Tier 2 tender with the USPHL.
Love seeing guys move on. It's fantastic. Rocky Johnson's done such a tremendous job out there in Howell, no doubt about it. No, by the way, he's got a pretty darn good team again this year, but hats off to the Highlanders for sure.
And the team that Ryan signed with was the Islanders Hockey Club, and it's for the 22-23 season. State Champs Hockey Time is also brought to you by the Michigan High School Athletic Association. Officials are needed, people. Become an official. Go to MHSAA.com for details. Help wanted, just whistle.
I'm Elizabeth Kuhn, and Hockey Time is brought to you by the Detroit Medical Center's Physical Therapy and Sports Medicine team. We've got a whole new crop of game changers coming up in the new year, including some interesting quizzes packed with information you need to know. Head on over to dmc.org/gamechangers for more information.
All right, it's time now for our Warrior Hockey Player of the Year update. And Sean, we're going to make some changes this week. First, let's go to our watch list. Landon West is coming off our top 10 and going to our watch list. He's been injured for the last couple weeks. We're going to add Jack Waldo from Ann Arbor Father Gabriel Shard to the watch list, Sean.
Yeah, he's been tremendous the last few years, no doubt about it. I remember we talked about him last year. I went out there and saw them playing a game, and he was just outstanding. So, hey, that's a good little team out there. And make no mistake about it, that's a good team from Father Gabriel Richard.
And we got some defensemen that are creeping up to make their way into the top 10, but they're still on the watch list, but, they're getting close.
Yeah, there are a few good defensemen. We mentioned, during the show a couple of names. Keep an eye. There might be some moving and shaking the next couple of weeks.
All right, so our newest addition to the top 10 is Doug Wood from Grosse Pointe Woods University Liggett.
Yeah, he's tremendous. And I'll tell you what the biggest thing for me was, John, yeah, we talked about him a couple of years. We had him on some of our lists the last couple of years. But what screamed loudest to me is two different coaches took the time to reach out to me to talk about a kid that didn't play for them. And that was really telling because, hey, listen, I'm going to tell you something you probably already know. I'm used to hearing from coaches talking about their own kids, right? When a coach takes the time to talk about somebody else's kid, a member of the opposition, that really speaks loudly. Two different coaches did that. And Doug Wood was a guy that was knocking on the door anyway. He's already been inside, but we let him come in again. So no doubt about it, Liggett's been on fire, and Wood's a big part of it.
And also, too, we're going to profile Trent Benedict from Muskegon Mona Shores, the leading goal scorer in the state.
Yeah, 32 goals, 22 assists, 54 points. And I'll tell you what makes him dangerous and what makes the Sailors dangerous right now, I had a chance to have a conversation with Coach Benedict over the weekend, and he said, look, our power play's starting to click. And that's huge. I mean, you're talking about one of the best teams already in D2, and they're starting to get that power play going. It's going to make them even more dangerous. And, of course, the catalyst to that is Trent Benedict. So keep an eye on Trent Benedict. Keep an eye on the Sailors.
They're coming down to the showcase next week, the MIHL showcase. So this is a good showcase, no pun intended, to show for Trent to show off to the scouts and everything next weekend.
Looking forward to it. If you haven't had a chance to see them play, I haven't had a chance to see them play this year myself. I'm going word of mouth. You take that opportunity.
All right, you can vote for Trent, Doug, and the rest of the top 10 at our website at statechampsnetwork.com. And that was our Warrior Hockey Player of the Year update. All right, it's time now for our Wall Award update brought to you by our friends at Warrior Hockey. And Sean, is there any changes to the top 10 this week?
No, but I'll tell you what, this is as tight can be. You know it as well as anybody. We've had some conversations. There's so many deserving goaltenders.
All right, this week we're going to profile Ryan Price from Livonia Churchill, and it seems like the price has been right out at Churchill this season.
Yeah, throw out every Carey Price joke you possibly can, and there are a whole bunch of them, but he has been outstanding. And much like we were just talking about Doug Wood, other coaches are gushing about this guy. Of course, his own coaching staff, they're going to talk him up, and there's nothing wrong with that. But when other coaches are talking about how well you're playing, to me, that speaks volumes. Here's a kid, .77 goals against average, .939 save percentage, and if you've seen Churchill play, you know how much he means to a very good Charger team. So no doubt about it, Ryan Price is a name that definitely belongs on this list.
All right, you can cast your vote for Ryan and the rest of the top 10 at our website at statechampsnetwork.com. And that was our Wall Award update brought to you by our friends at Warrior Hockey.
Are you ready?
Are you ready?
Are you ready to make a game-winning catch?
Are you ready to fire up the crowd? To serve on and off the court.
Divine Child offers more than 25 sports.
And over 50 teams to play on.
We are proud to be Falcon Scholar athletes.
From a Divine Child Falcon to a Detroit Tiger, this is my Falcon legacy. What will your Falcon legacy be?
Well, good to see Eric Haas there as well. What a story for Eric Haas last year. Monster power at the major league level after really just trying to stick around in the minors and get to a point where he was on a major league roster, but Tigers took a chance on him and really took it and ran for sure. But in this game, 2-0, the lead for Dearborn Unify. They are on a 5-on-3 advantage for the next 33 seconds. The penalty after that still has a $1:32 left on it, so it'll be a very interesting start to what is already a 2-0 game for that team.
Yeah, I expect some fireworks here. They've got their offensive guns out here. They had some time in the locker room to talk about it, set it up, some fresh ice. Now, of course, they're going to want to jam one in here in the first 33 so they have a whole nother full power play to go. Unfortunately, if it doesn't work out, your top dogs are going to be tired for a little bit, and that could give Divine Child a little bit of a boost.
Face off back to center ice, won by Dearborn here as they slide it left point. That's Holland. He was all over the puck in that first period. Holland puts on the brakes, back to the point here, Norrie. Had the first goal of this game, Holland the second. Just a minute apart, if that. Down low, Taman. Methodical start to this power play to begin the second period here. And a little half slap shot came in and went wide. McBroom keeps on the pressure in that corner. 5-on-4 now as the first penalty expires. Taken behind by Carroll, looking to dump it off the boards and got just enough. Here's a 2-on-2 for DC and company. Kalchik on the right wing, back out in front and couldn't get it to Zachary Schubert, his top lane mate all season long. Furlow. Keeps it here with Holland. 29 seconds left in the 5-on-4 now. These two teams have combined 0 for 4 thus far in the power play. 2 chances, now the third here for Dearborn technically. Holland has that one squirt back out. Great job by DC to be pesky enough to get it back to neutral territory, and they'll regain in their own defensive zone with 7 ticks on the power play. Who came back out in front, Broden had to jump into action all of a sudden there. Missed on the other end, right down the middle. Looking to regain that is Holland. They do. And the shot goes off the left pad, it looked like there by Wedgerock. Being bombarded once again. Back out in front. And they do score. Wow, it was really hard to see. A bunch of bodies back out in front, but you knew from the Dearborn Unified reaction behind them that their team has a 3-0 lead.
Yeah, it was tough to see after the 5 saves that he did make. What a stand there by the goalie, but eventually it's going to go in. Unfortunately for Divine Child, what happened was their D got trapped out after that penalty kill. They were tired. They couldn't get that puck cleared, and it's unfortunate because it was a great penalty kill. They had, on the 5-on-3, they ran a nice tight triangle, taking away the passing zones, got the puck out. But again, you get trapped out there, and it keeps coming in waves, and the offense ended up getting it in.
(3-0) Dearborn Unified. They score their first goal here in the second period.
It was quite a scramble in front there. We're still awaiting the announcement here to see who scored.
And it is Nori announced in the arena here.
That's quite a start for someone with a defense/forward on there.
Right.
We know why that slash is there. He's definitely offensive and fits right in with this team.
Yeah, mostly played defense his first 3 years in high school, then kind of in the middle of last year switched over to forward and has taken that on as a full-time role, even though they still do slash it out, maybe just to confuse people. That one redirected wide. Dylan Ross had a good hack at it. Divine Child could use a few more of those here in the second period, looking to dig out of this 3-0 hole. Turnaround opportunity there, whiffed on by Tefalski. Ends up to the right of Prodin that time. He's had a pretty good start to this game. Tefalski in the clear for a moment. Shirred up from behind nicely that time by Forrest. Ran into a body and got a squirting puck free. 2 men on the backside coming and punched aside once again. Divine Child lurking though. Dylan Ross once again back to the point. Slippery shot out in front, kicked aside. Prodin with a gem here in period number 2. Loosed on the slot and taken by Dearborn Unified, and a perfect opportunity there. 2-on-2, got by his man in the end on the whip of the shot and sent it wide. How about Ty Cornett with one of the best opportunities we've seen since the goal. 12-9, the shot total for the home squad today. That's Dearborn Unified. And a big-time hit by Ty Cornett at the blue line there. Doing a little of everything all of a sudden. Nori gains it back left point. That wobbled over the glove hand again. Back out in front, it's Holland who is punching at the doorstep. Couldn't get a piece, and here come the Falcons. Looking for some relief and maybe an opportunity as well. Back and forth we go! He roofed it! My goodness!
Oh, there was not much there, and that's why in the beginning they told us about him as a goal scorer, and that's exactly what that was, and what perfect timing. DC was starting to look a little uncomfortable changing their game from that forecheck defensive play into pressing on the forward. As they were doing that, we saw 3 or 4 breaks by DU being able to come down, and I think DU is really trying to go after that glove side, as we've seen that, and the goalie's coming up and making the saves. We have a game changer there.
Now Schubert scores another. Quite the day the other day as well. Not often that you can keep him off the scoreboard. This one punched back out in front and picked up by Dearborn Unified. Even opportunity for them. Taman skates in on the far wing. Dug aside for Pizzo. One of the stars on the second line for Divine Child as well. You can feel the momentum starting to shift if Divine Child can maybe score that next goal here. You just wonder how the outnumberedness in this game will affect it. couldn't get a good handle on it. The net comes off as well. And that could be a big play here in period number 2. We'll check out State Champs Hockey Time every Wednesday at 3, presented by Alto Equipment Company. Sean Belesian and Jonathan Kidd will recap high school hockey action, coaches interviews, Player of the Year, our new Wall Award, and much more. That's Hockey Time, presented by Alta Equipment Company.
You got to think that the numbers on the bench are influencing DU's lack of a forecheck and letting them come out. And what we're seeing, though, is DC is starting to put some chances together with that. Will DU change that as time goes on? We'll see.
Rim to the far side. Another icing. This is going to come all the way back down. Divine Child. 10 shots on the board thus far. Looking to put a few more and level this game up possibly here in the middle period.
Yeah, they're definitely going to try to turn up this offense now. It's going to be uncomfortable for them. They're a defensive team, but I think they're going to be up to it.
McNamara against Deckard here. Nice close look at the face-off dot there, and one back for Furlow, the captain. Glove down by O'Connell, the other captain, as he shifts it wide. Godin on the far boards, punched by Cornett. He's had some hits lately. Loose on the goal line, shot back out. The goal falling off for a minute, but Prodden able to put it back down. Here comes his team racing the other way. The fans feeling it as well in this drive by Furlow. Checked by O'Connell. Loose back out in front. DC had a man laid out. Here we go. Possible break going the other way. Divine Child and McNamara. Poke checked away. Still an opportunity on the other end. And Prodden stones them. How about that?
Oh, they fell victim to just some fresh ice. That pass was just a little bit too quick for him there. But what a great opportunity. But that's what we're saying. If DU is going to give them that room, they're going to have opportunities here. It's only a matter of time also. I'm watching. DU really has the speed advantage here as we see them come through that neutral zone a couple of times, but DC's defense has really been bottling them up.
Kalchik looking to win this offensive zone draw for Divine Child. Wobbling puck back to Carroll. Touched just enough by Norrie as he races to the corner. Norrie back out in front, and a loose puck by Taman goes wide. Costly turnover there, Taman being hacked at by Kelb. And Divine Child gets another opportunity. Look at the speed going the other way. Breakaway, and Prodden sends that one the other way. And a tough break as well for Divine Child as they ended to back up in the far boards. But keeping with it is Cole Kalchik. What does he have some speed?
Oh yeah, it was a nice entry into that zone. Just missed it on both sides. That's what do you call that? A little joust there. The goalie coming out, the guy coming at him. Who's going to give a game of chicken, we'll call it, right? But it looks like they're trying to go over the tall goalie's shoulders, knowing that he's going down to take the room away.
Kalchik, 12 goals coming into today. Kelb touched it for a second, taken right back by Dearborn, though. Deckard, good control to his right to make room. Slots it back out in front and chopped aside. Wedrock with a big-time opportunity for a save there. And another! Pounds it away. A third chance. He doesn't know where it is as it wobbles to the backboards there. Loose out in front. Turnaround opportunity once again, and that's caught up in the equipment, it looks like, of the defenseman for Divine Child out in front. That was the sliding body of Kalb as he hands it to his goaltender in Wedrock. He says, thank you.
They gave him a little hug after that, too, to say thank you very much, because he was starting to get a little shell shock there. Once again, another round of about 5 shots on him. DU's really moving that puck well. This top line, they know each other, and they're tic-tac-toe passes and right into opportunities.
Deckard wins the draw. Good opportunity for Cornett that time. He's picked play up here in period number 2. Tafalski, the chopping piece of that, but it's Dylan Ross who digs it out. All the way down it goes. Prodden keeps it out in front. And with that body barreling in on him, that's Carter Zalke, the young sophomore forward. He decides to hang on for the faceoff here.
Yeah, one of those guys, they want to get that experience, and you can see why with that speed he's going to be used coming up here in the playoffs.
Braden McNamara, 8 goals himself, to go along with 10 assists. He is shouldered down by Ty Cornett. That was a takedown move on the near faceoff circle. Intensity picking up in this one in the hitting department. We saw a little bit to begin the game, but after Dearborn really leveled play off and got a big advantage, it kind of went away, but it's coming back for big reasons here. Forrest sees that one garble all the way back down. Wedrock will stay in his goal. Hit by Tefalski behind his own attacking net here. Loose for Deckard if he can hang on. Mayberry. And it looks like another penalty is upcoming.
This will be interesting. Is it going to be too intense? He's going to call him a cross check. He's not going to call a boarding, so just give him the 2-minute penalty. I was going to say, with letting that one go down here in the corner in a rivalry game like this, the refs could be shooting themselves in the foot a little bit. It can start to get out of hand.
Luke Tefalski, the guilty party there. 2 minutes with 9:26 left to play in the middle period here. 3-1 the lead for Dearborn Unified. Divine Child has scored the most recent, though. Just a couple minutes into the second period. Schubert's bearing another. It should be shown in a few highlight reels after the game today. Worth it. Left point kept in by Alex Carroll. Dumps it back behind the net. Schubert once again. Schubert guarded tightly there by Ty Cornett as he will punch it down the ice. Norrie was in the area. We'll make this a bit tougher. Standing out in front of the net. Here's Kalchik now. Kalchik back behind. Hefty bounce once again off these juicy boards. Looks a little bit like the Joe tonight. Rimming around to the near side, Schubert. Gave it off, got it back. Taken by Dearborn on the PK here. Norrie. Great pass for Holland and an even better disruption going there. And Dearborn wanting a penalty or a penalty shot. Barking on the bench, they got neither. Here's another hefty bounce. Holland racing to no avail as Wedrock holds on.
Wow, I don't know where to start there. It's so many things. At first, this is some of the fastest ice I've seen in a long time. This puck is really scooting, as you said, like the Joe off that board, coming right back. But what a backhand sauce pass for the breakaway. Now I want to watch and see. 22, 10, and 4 for DU are getting a lot of penalty kill special teams times. That's going to wear on them.
Sure is. $1:11 or $1 left to play here in this 5-on-4. Dearborn Unified done a very good job on the PK here today. O'Connell runs it back down the middle. Taman makes it interesting once again. On the other end, Kalchik gave it right back to McBroom. Loose at the line, taken, floating wide off a skate. And Divine Child still controlling here. Hot off the board, back out in front, they score!
Nice patience, heads up play. Goalie thinking he's going one way, he just steps out. The defenseman got caught out of play because of the turnover, and he just stuffs it in. It's not going to be many that you're going to see go low on a big goalie. And this game has just changed.
It sure has. You could start to feel it.
I think it's what you brought up about the numbers on the benches, and then when you get this many power plays and penalty kills, guys start to get fatigued and tired.
And it was Dylan Ross. I wanted to get it confirmed before I said it wrong, but that's the second goal. We know that for Divine Child. 3-2 is their deficit right now, but doesn't feel like a brick wall anymore in their way. Punched off the puck for a moment is O'Connell. Gave it up for Taman. Another hard hit. Taman lays into his man. Fans let him hear that as well. Stick to side by Redrock as it dribbles all the way down.
And I think that's going to be a well-timed whistle that as the DC line goes off here, I'm going to have a feeling the coaches are going to talk to them. They were getting a little heated out there and started to run around. There was a little bit of a slew foot in the corner, and the next thing you know, 13 was running and trying to get back at them. It's not what you need now in a 3-2 game. They got here because of their patience and playing under control.
Big face-off here, won by Dearborn Unified. Wobbling puck goes in, another chance, they score again!
Well, if you've been around long enough, you know the good offense starts with a face-off win. They won that face-off, and is that 3 for 22?
Sure is.
That's the hat trick for 22. He salutes probably his mom up here, a nice proud moment in the Mayor's Cup, a hat trick, and now they get the momentum back. He's a big kid. That was tough to move him. Oh, and here you were talking earlier about the parents going at it. We've got DC parents not letting them run the flag in front of them. DU parents, we've got a rivalry game going now, don't we?
Sure do. 7 minutes remaining here in the second period. 4-2. The lead for Dearborn Unified.
Picking up on the ice and off the ice.
McBroom picks that up in the corner, hit hard. Two-on-two developing the other way. Hard hit as well that was kind of off the play. Holland and company had a chance, but broken up here by Divine Child. Look out here. We've had a lot of opportunities brewed just like that. On the slot was Norrie waiting for number 4 potentially. Pizzo punches that into the corner. Dump and chase for him. Charges it out in front, nobody there. That's going to go all the way down, and yes, play will continue. 6:22 left to play in the second period. 4-2 in favor of the home squad right now. Schubert back down the middle, redirected, and Prodden again will collect it.
Oh, this is about to get very interesting. Again, refs are human. They miss. They let plays go. But there was a couple plays in here that might tip this game into a physical direction they don't want it to go.
State Champs is located on the campus of Lawrence Technological University. They offer over 20 varsity sports, including men's hockey. You can recruit yourself at ltuathletics.com.
This is 13's first shift since that one I said he started running around a little bit. Let's see if he's a little bit more composed.
McNamara not able to win the draw cleanly. That one chopped the other direction. No icing once again as they play on here. Domincio once again. Got a subtle piece of that, and he whacks it the other direction. Dearborn collecting, that's Cornett. He's ran into a couple guys here in the second period, has Cornett. Made him feel a little bit extra. Able to catch up with that wobbling puck. Casatora sent it wide. Left point, blocked by a boot. Ends up down the middle and taken once again by Dearborn. Looking for Tafowski that time. Couldn't hit him though. Here comes Divine Child, 2-on-2. The man on the trailer as well, as this one is punched into the padding that time, and some extra hacks and hellos after the play.
Yeah, I've got to like when players take note of where goals are scored, because they are definitely going short side high, thinking he's going to go down a little bit early. I like it.
5 minutes and 18 seconds left to play in the second period. It's been hotly contested all of a sudden. 2-0 was the lead for Dearborn Unified going into the break. We saw, or 3-0, I beg your pardon. No, 2-0 and then 3-0 at the very beginning to begin this second period. It felt like 3-4-0.
Yes, it did. It's definitely a good game for both goalies.
McNamara back behind the goal. Norrie loosen the skates between him and Ross. Holland finds it. That speed becoming a factor here. Holland down the middle, whipped at by Taman. Taman would love one, I'm sure, here. Wobbling puck down the slot. picked up by Divine Child as they gallop it back out. Turning around to Falski. Good pass to his left for Nori. Nori takes some time to decide, twirls it for Taman, and picked back up once again by O'Connell. O'Connell hacked at by Taman. Picked up by O'Connell once again. Skirts to neutral ice as DC looks to remove some of this pressure here. Welch had an opportunity at center ice, took it back, slapped it into the corner. DC wants nearly a wholesale change here. Welch, the only man to stay out there, rocks his man. McBroom behind the net there. Curling back out in front, another rebound chance. It'll go wide. Schubert's looking for number 2. And a little sky hook. It's going to go all the way down in front of Wedrock now. Kalchik centers it off, got it back. Near face-off dot. Shifted off the far boards over there. Couldn't be kept in. Fawaz, I believe, trying to keep it. Carroll, long stretcher. Intended for Kalchik, didn't happen. These two teams kind of pinball back and forth all of a sudden. This is going to go down for an ice.
I thought he was going to wave that one off, and I think his partner said, no, that was a little bit too much on this side of the red line. As this game goes on, you get to see the respect from the coaches. They're sticking to their game plans, and I love it. When you get a team like DU that is that offensive and a team like DC that's a little bit more defensive, sometimes they can sit back. DC is still going at them, and it's creating chances, and I love to see it.
Kalchik and Decker go at it here. Decker barely able to get a piece of that one. Picked up from behind by Mayberry, looking to create a rush the other way. Had Tofalski to his left. Punched into by Kalb into the boards. McBroom whiffs that one to the far side here. Kalb gets a piece of it. 3:14 left to go in the second period. It's been quite a second period from what we saw in the first. Much more back and forth hockey. Some hitting is picked up as well towards the mid stages. Deckert back the other way. Platz, or check that, Carroll will slam it on down. Well, we want you to check out our newest platform at State Champs Network, State Champs Women, for the female athlete by female athletes. Go to statechampsw.com for more information. Again, that's statechampsw.com.
The end of this period is looking very similar to the end of the first period. A little bit of fatigue setting in, a little bit of sloppy play. We got a couple penalties last time at the end of the period. Let's see how this one ends.
2 minutes and 55 seconds left to go here in the second. Curled to the far side. That's off the blocker. Good job by Wedrock, who's looked solid lately here. Another rifling opportunity goes wide. Nori picks up the hot bounce. DC looking to fight off this last rush here in the second period. Holland, not too often he doesn't catch up with that puck. He does end up with it, though, on the right point. A stick goes a fly. And DC just can't quite get a handle on this one. Now they should. Into the corner, it's O'Connell who runs into it. To his 7, Carner Part and Furlow for Dearborn. DC says thank you. They race over the line. That's Ross. Ross with a hefty bounce back out in front. Another man over there was Barucki as well. He couldn't get a handle, and here comes Dearborn once again. 2-on-2 for them. Through the legs, and an opportunity that went wide. Nori looking for goal number 4 already. We've not even played 2 full periods quite yet. Here come the Falcons, trying to wedge it in again to the top. But Prodden collects that 6'5" frame and says not quite.
Once again, going short side top, trying to get that there. So we'll see as this game goes along. We know these coaches. We've talked about them. They've got experiences. How many plays are we going to see set up off that bounce on the boards? DC has had 3 or 4 scoring opportunities on that today.
Sure, they practice that a lot.
I think so.
Kalchik back to the right point for Carroll. Picked up by Deckert. He was decked on the near side. Kalchik with a football hit on him. For good reason, he's a middle linebacker. At center ice, Pizzo. Back to Kalchik. Nifty dipsy-do move. That one off the top, and it somehow stayed in. Boy, I thought that hit the netting. Kalchik Great setup back out in front. Pizzo looking to slam it through, but Prudence says no on the closing 5-hole play there.
That one right there looked like a tired D play, kind of a weak pass trying to get the outlet. That's when I think the coaches are going to tell them, next time, eat it. Just get in the boards, eat it. End of the period, I'd rather take a face-off down here because of a non-scoring chance than a shot on net.
A minute 21 left to play in the middle period. What a second period it has been. Unified has that one costly turned over, and the whistle comes for an offside. Well, in our second intermission, we'll show you more state champs programming from during the week and recap what happened in that second period as well.
I didn't think they were going to call that. It looked offside to me. That was a very late call. Good thing everyone stayed calm after he shot it on net, knowing that the whistle hadn't blown.
Kalchik wins that neutral draw territory here. Scoots it back over onside. That one's blocked aside by Furlow. Just got that right foot out. Here comes Holland and company collecting it. Sends it off for Norrie. Under a minute to play now in this second period. Holland hit and disrupted that time. Passed it off in time, though. To the right point, Furlow had it blocked. Picked up loosely there by Cal. It's going to go down for another ice with 46 6/10 to go.
Really going to keep this. Yep, they're going to keep the top line out here. End of the period. Don't have to worry about fatigue right now. And they're probably looking at the same play they did when they scored the last goal. Win that face-off, D to D, get to the net, get the rebound. Let's see if it works. It's always drawn up right. Let's see if it works, though.
Holland looking to win this draw. He does. Scored it back out, and a quick shot came right back in as well. Norrie on the near boards, looking for Taman. Loose into the right of Holland. Picked up by the red sweaters here on the other end. Schubert collects. Back down the middle, collects again. Looking to tap out on the right side was Kalchik. Couldn't get a handle on it, though. 24 seconds to go. Here comes Dearborn Unified. Holland moving the other way. Loose in neutral territory. 13 seconds to play. And now Kalchik has it. One last rush in their book here. Tefalski tied up on the near boards. Back out in front. And Crowden alertly able to cover that one up.
Well, one of the notes I wrote down to take a look at for the third period was DC was really struggling on that first outlet pass by their D to get the offensive started. I wanted to see how they were going to do that, draw something up in the locker room. And lo and behold, the last 30 seconds, they've done it twice, and they've had two unbelievable scoring chances. A 4-on-1 down here, and the goalie's just standing tall.
Little impromptu powwow there by Divine Child on the far side. All 5 players on the ice gathered to discuss what they wanted to do here if they win the faceoff. 3.2 seconds left, and they're going to boot out the Dearborn Unified player in Norrie, and actually Kalchik as well, so a double boot. Pizzo to take the draw. Got to win this one cleanly if you want a shot, and they don't get it in the end. Brock O'Connell touches the puck last here in the second period. Certainly a lot happened. We had 2 Divine Child goals to make it a 3-2 contest, and one huge one just about 30 seconds later by DU and Norrie for the hat trick.
Absolutely. They're down 2, but going into the locker room, DC's got to feel good. Their offense really showed up in the second period, and it was that defensive first outlet pass to get the play going, because how offensive DU's playing, their D are getting caught and their odd man rushes are coming.
Well, exciting shots, exciting hits, and some exciting saves in that second period. A little bit of everything. 4-2, the lead for the home squad. Can they contain it in the third? We'll see. Stick around.
All right, it's time now for our Coach's Corner, brought to you by our friends at the Michigan High School Hockey Coaches Association. I'm joined today by the head coach at Warren DSL, Sean Clark. Sean, welcome back to Hockey Town.
Very nice to be here. Thank you.
You guys just came back from the UP, and just talk about that trip and talk about your guys' season so far.
Yeah, the trip was actually really successful. Obviously, dominated possession up there, which was great. It was good for our guys. We were able to see the puck go in the net a few times, which is nice. And then as far as a team building, trip, it was fantastic. We took the boys tubing before we left town. They had a great time doing that. We kind of enjoyed the winter weather a little bit, and it was a really successful trip for us.
We have talked a lot here on Hockey Time about the MIHL. You guys will be playing Orchard Lake St. Mary's on Wednesday night. Just talk about how tough this conference is each and every night.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, playing the MIHL, you really don't get a night off when it comes to conference play, and then that's the biggest thing where, we got to be ready for every opponent. We got to be prepared. We have to be ready to, obviously work for what we get and execute when we get chances. And when you do that, you're successful. When you don't, it makes the game really, really tough.
In just over a month, it will be the MHSA hockey playoffs. You guys are in Division III, a very tough region. Just talk about the teams that you guys could be facing here in just over a month. Yeah,
absolutely. I mean, it's one of those things where, the MIHL season really prepares us for the playoffs because, we get the playoffs, we don't get a night off. In our regional alone, we would have to either see, UD, Grosse Pointe South, Country Day, or Liggett. And really, there's no weak opponents there. Everybody can really play. Everybody can score. Everybody, has the ability to beat you. And so it's one of those things where you got to be prepared. And I think we will be prepared when we get to the playoffs.
Now, next week, you guys are going to be in the MIHL Showcase. You guys are going to be playing Flint Powers and the Notre Dame Academy of Wisconsin. Just talk about being down in Trenton next weekend.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great event. We asked for, two difficult opponents, and I think we got it. Obviously, Flint Powers is a team that's been really successful this year. It's a team that we might see in Division III as well during the playoffs. And so it's important for us. It's a measuring stick game for ourselves. And then playing Notre Dame Academy, it's pretty cool, actually. I really enjoyed obviously, they're the best team coming out of Wisconsin. Corey, their head coach over there, is a good friend of mine. So it's a way for us to connect to his friends. But more importantly, it's a way for us to, again, that measuring stick against really, really good competition.
And just to let you know, Sean, me living in Trenton, if you guys need any advice about what to do down there next weekend, just let me know. Just send me a text. I'll give you the nice restaurants and for stuff to do down there. If you guys need something to do down next week, I'll happy to give you that advice. Yeah,
absolutely. We're definitely looking for a place to go eat. That'd be fantastic.
How special is it that you have a player in the Warrior Hockey Player of the Year in James Sigmund, and we also have your goalie in Andrew Palmentier in our Wall Award?
Yeah, I think it's more of an honor to the team more than anything than an individual award for those two guys being considered for those awards. Our back end is really, really a huge strength of our team. Obviously, Sigmund's a huge part of that. He's a guy that can create offense from the back end. He has the ability to drive with his feet and make plays up the ice. He's a guy that looks to get activated offensively and make plays and really create chances for our team. And then you talk about a guy like Andrew Parmentier, who has been just absolutely fantastic this year. He's got a save percentage of about .950 right now, and he battles on every puck, and he's got such a good drive when he pushes laterally. And it's one of those things where we just don't give cheap ones up, and because of that, we're in every game, and we're typically we're leading every game, which is a huge advantage for us.
Good luck to you guys on Wednesday night against Orchard Lake St. Mary's. State Champs will be out there to cover the game, and we know right away not to go in your guys' pregame.
Yeah, absolutely. We got 2 losses this year, and both ones you guys were in our locker room before the game. So if you guys could stay away till after the game, I'd really appreciate it.
We did like the post-game celebration when you guys beat Byron Center, so that was great.
Absolutely, that works fine. No issue with that. So.
All right, thanks again, Sean, for joining us here on Hockey Time. And that was our Coach's Corner, brought to you by our friends at the Michigan High School Hockey Coaches Association.
Are you ready?
Are you ready?
Are you ready to make a game-winning catch?
Are you ready to fire up the crowd? To serve on and off the court.
Divine Child offers more than 25 sports.
And over 50 teams to play on.
We are proud to be Falcon Scholar athletes.
From a Divine Child Falcon to a Detroit Tiger, this is my Falcon legacy. What will your Falcon legacy be?
Do you know the biggest difference between a pickup game and organized high school sports? The answer is obvious, it's officials. School sports is more than just kicking a ball or running fast. They're an extension of a student's education and the classroom. An official can help teach the importance of following the rules, impartiality, and most importantly, fairness.
Captain of the football team, correct? Represents leadership and sportsmanship, right? You guys set the good examples for your fellow teammates, okay? All right, we have a problem with one of your fellow teammates, we'll come and ask you to take care of the problem, okay?
But the need for officials has never been greater. There are some benefits to becoming an official, like staying in shape, staying involved in the sports you played as a young person, networking, and of course, you can earn some pretty good extra money while doing all of that. It's easy to sign up. Just go to mhsaa.com/officials and click register now. Now is a great time for you to get involved in your community and give something back to our kids. There's help wanted. We need you to whistle. For more information, visit our website at mhsaa.com.
Hey everyone, what's good, high school sports fans? We're back for another edition of the State Champs Women's Scout Show, the one and only all-female recruiting show covering the tri-state area. I'm your host, Sydney Carriel, keeping you up to date on commitment news from the great states of Michigan, Indiana, and Ohio. We'll start this week in Michigan. Well, a lot of changes in 4 years. Lily Valamont changed high schools, diets, and ultimately college destinations. The highly ranked catcher moved from Allen Park Cabrini to Trenton High School after the lost COVID spring in 2020. Then recently decided to back out of her original commitment to Northwestern and stay closer to home after her mom got sick, so she committed to the University of Michigan. Rated the #1 catcher and #5 overall player in the class of 2022 by Extra Innings Softball, Valamont earned all state honors in her freshman and junior seasons. With Trenton as a junior, she hit .536, setting program records with 14 home runs and 51 RBIs. Perry Meridian fans who want to see Emma Morris continue her volleyball career past her senior year, guess what? You won't have to drive far, as the 6-foot 2022 middle blocker recently committed to the University of Indianapolis. Just a short 12-minute drive up 135, following her sister Claire, a freshman setter on this year's UIndy team. Morris was named to the 2021 AVCA All-American watch list, helping Perry Meridian to an 18-10 record and a second-place finish in the Mid-State Conference, before losing to Roncalli in the 4A sectional finals. Morris has a standing reach of 7 feet and can touch over 9 feet with her block jump and approach touches. She had 128 kills, 20 aces, 38 digs, and 65 total blocks and 62 sets plays as a senior. What a time. An opportunity is a huge motivator. Perry High School's Jaciana Anderson got an opportunity to move into a bigger role as a senior for the Pirates and has thrived in it, earning herself a shot at the next level, where she'll have a huge opportunity with Madonna University, where she committed on January 20th. Anderson averaged 7.4 points and 7 rebounds per game as a junior, helping lead Perry to a 22-5 record and a spot in the Division II Regional Finals, along with a 7-0 mark in the Chagrin Valley Conference's Lake Division, earning first-team All-CVC and honorable mention All-District honors. She stepped into a larger scoring role this season after Perry graduated 2 1,000-point scorers from last year's squad, pushing her scoring average into double digits and dominating on the glass. The Pirates started the season 9-0 before losing to powerhouse Akron St. Vincent St. Mary and stand at 13-3 and 5-0 in league play as of January 22nd. The 5'10" forward and center will be headed to Madonna's campus along with her teammate Marcela Rodriguez. Thanks a ton for tuning in to the State Champs Women's Scout Show, where it is our mission to highlight the female athlete. Whatever social media platform is your favorite, you can be sure to find State Champs Women on all of them. And be sure to check out our website at statechampsw.com to keep up with everything lady athlete related. I'm Sydney Carriel, and we'll see you next time.
The State Champs Women's Scout Show is presented by Lawrence Technological University. LTU offers over 24 varsity sports, along with several dozen world-class undergraduate programs. Athletic and academic scholarships are available in all sports. Visit LTUathletics.com and recruit yourself.
Jeremy Otto back alongside Mike Iveso to bring the call here today. 4-2 is the lead for Dearborn Unified. So glad you could tune in here today on a special production of this Mayor's Cup here today. And the rivalry really came out in that second period, didn't it?
Absolutely. As we were talking as we went into intermission, want to see how's the physical part going to go. The refs are letting them play, which is good, but we know what can happen in a rivalry. That could lead to more power plays. A little bit more excitement for us, but some stress on those short benches.
3 goals were scored in that second period. Just a couple minutes in, it was Schubert who scored his first. Ross the first as well for Divine Child about 4 minutes later. And then just 30 seconds later for Dearborn Unified, Nori scored the hat trick very early in this game.
Yes, that was a very nice goal. Used his size, got in front of the net again off of a good face-off win. So let's see how these teams come out. Like I said, I'm waiting to see how they address that first pass from DC coming out to start their offensive flow. All their trouble has started there, and all their offense has also started from there.
Both Proden and Red Rock have had to make some nice saves here today. And we really saw the back and forth play pick up, which you might have thought you would have saw early on, but two teams feeling each other out. Dearborn Unified kind of dominating play. They had a 5-on-3, remember, to begin the second period carryover. So all things considered, great job by Divine Child to just stay in this game. Now it's more than that at this point, but they need the next one.
Absolutely. You know, I was kind of shocked, looked up, and shots are 20-20. I felt like Dearborn Unified at times had 5 and 10 shots at a time.
Yeah.
So it's very impressive that it's equal, that DC is keeping up with them.
Wedge Rock sees this one go behind him. Wayne Taman redirected the puck. Kelb also with it. Falling down is Schubert. Don't see that from him too often. Gets back up though and runs down the slot. He has it now. Taken back by Dearborn Unified. Holland avoids a little hit there. Taman had it curled off. Nori back out in front. And nobody on that other side for the pass from Holland. And Divine Child looking to intercept and clear. No luck though. Here they come again on that right post. Good hacking job by Holland to get some kind of chance there. And Dearborn will reset as DC changes, and now Dearborn wants the same. "16 minutes to decide the Mayor's Cup. 4-2 the lead for the home squad here tonight at the Disc. Great crowd has shown up. Brock O'Connell. And that one escaped him. Tyler Howard and company chasing. Actually, that's McNamara behind him.
Well, you can see the talk in the locker room on the DU side was about their speed and about that top line. 4 and 10. Holland and Trayman came out flying. Now, can they keep that going, knowing that they're probably going to play 8-9 minutes of this period?
Sure.
What's it going to look like by the end of the period?
Nori pounds it to the corner here. Farmed out by DC. Here they come looking for a quick rush. Dylan Ross, who has a goal, slides it back to the middle. Had Barucki there. Not on his stick, though. McNamara looking for Ross behind the net. Hounded by Furlow. Hot potato down the middle of the ice there. Kind of a weird bounce as DC looks to gain it back. Brady Deckert instead does and slams it back to neutral ice, and DC will reset. McNamara. Couple man change there for Dearborn Unified in the process. Nice sidestep move. Gets in left point and looking to lift, but it goes into the netting behind.
Well, that shift right there, defense had it going. They had a couple of flow chances there where that first outlet pass led to an offensive chance, getting the puck up. DC's coming out a little bit slower, but let's see when this top line comes out, which they just did, right? Let's see Holland and Tallman. Let's see what they do here.
Cole Kalchik has Cal behind him. A slight delay to this one. Now the Divine Child win, dug into the corner. Cole Kalchik chases it there. Kept in at the line. As Pizzo finds it at his feet there. Kalchik gets past Nori. One more sliding move, and Proden again will hop on it.
That forecheck creating chances for him again. I think if he had to do that all over again, he had a wide side guy wide open for a one-timer there. He would have taken a little bit more patience and moved that puck, but still a scoring chance off of a good forecheck.
To the left of Proden here, another draw win for DC. Hanging on that far face-off circle, Schubert curls it wide. Holland in the right place at the right time. We've said that a bunch. Nori dangles, Holland charging, the net pops off, and that will stop play with 14-14 to go here in the third, and they have to be separated at center ice. Some pleasantries share between Ty Cornett and Zachary Schubert. Each of them have laid in a couple nice licks here tonight.
DC is going to have to be careful with their aggressive forecheck. The last couple of shifts this period, they've had 3 guys in way too low. And when you have this speed line out here, you're going to get caught.
Holland and Kalchik in neutral territory here. It's Holland who gets the subtlest piece of it for Taman. Taman over the blue line. Cal picked his pocket though. Looking for Schubert down the middle. Instead it's Carroll who wheels back. Slap by McBroom. Quick one for Holland. And this is the kind of play we've seen thus far here in the third period, which is a little bit more identical to what we saw in the first.
And a little feeling out time right now.
Nice move by Schubert. Laid it off for Kalchik. Down the middle. Schubert! Oh! A hack as well on the right goal mouth by Pizzo. They didn't get the opportunity they wanted, though. Kalchik with a hit. Ajars the puck and a 2-on-2 the other way. Holland along the end line. It was Taman who was looking for the backhand. To no avail. Taman digs it back out down the middle. There again was Holland. Nori. 3 goals already here today. Puck that rifles short. I think up the skate of Taman that time into neutral territory. The lead off sides as Divine Child picks it up. Here comes O'Connell charging his way in. That barely avoided the netting. And no icing here as Dearborn Unified will send wholesale bodies back onto the ice here. 12:41 left to play in the third period. An interesting one to start, 4-2 DU. Ross enters right point, got tripped up. Got a shot out of it, redirected wide there by Proden. McNamara wheels it on off for Kelb again. Kelb enters. Dumps it behind his back, maybe a little bit too late there for Alex Carroll. DU in a dangerous spot there. They're able to clear it back out. Carroll charging. Disrupted once again by Tefalski. And wheeling in his own zone is Ty Cornett. One of the quiet leaders on this team. Good intercept on the far side. Hit his own man, though. Off the back of Baraki for Divine Child. And now McNamara will have to pick it up. Kelb wheels around with it. He's had the puck quite a bit in the last couple minutes. Here he is once again against Cornett. Left point punched in by McNamara. Floats to the far corner. Holton Digs it out on the circle, rips one. Deflected by a couple white jerseys there. Somehow Divine Child ends up with it again in their own attacking zone. It's Kalchik lurking now. Kalchik wheels, that's off the side post. Here he is. Down the middle, and a trip, and a costly one at that. Back to the power play for Divine Child here.
That was some nice hard work by one of their better players, Kalchik, out there, retrieving the puck, passing the puck. You got to distribute it, getting shots on net. He did a little bit of everything. He created that penalty.
Well, good thing you're not paid by the word, because I felt like I was saying everything there for 5 minutes. Check out State Champs Hockey Time every Wednesday at 3, presented by Alta Equipment Company. Sean Belish and our pal and Jonathan Kidd will recap this week's happenings in high school hockey, coaches, interviews, players of the year, our new wall award, and much, much more.
I got to say, I am surprised how much DU is sitting back and allowing DC to really come at them. And why I'm surprised about that is, again, their top guys play a lot. If this game gets any closer, it's going to be very interesting in a one-goal game in the final minutes.
Kalchik pins that one to Nori. DU has been very good on the penalty kill here today. This one does stay in, though. Reverse ice, tapping back in front, 2 bodies there, and somehow it doesn't end in. Wow, that was a nifty opportunity for Divine Child out in front as it's intercepted by Holland. Here they come, puts on the break till that's Schubert, took it right back. Schubert walks the line, got tripped, and it's a 5-on-3. Oi, oi.
2 straight shifts, their best players create opportunities to get the penalties. Now we're 5-on-3. Again, I just feel DU sitting back a little bit. That's not the game that got them those 2 goals in the second period. They are an up-tempo team.
Brady Deckard heads to the box for 2 minutes. 1:34 left on the original penalty here, and 10:39 left to go in period number 3. DC would love 2 goals on the power play right now. They win the draw, and that check goes wide from Braden Kelp. Schubert down low, Kalchik delays, intercepted and tipped by Holland. Somehow DC still able to keep it in. That's what's been this last 6 minutes of game action or so. Divine Child maintaining the pressure. Kelp back down low, Dylan Ross. Back to Kelp on the faceoff down. Good motion here, broken up for a second. Kalchik patient, over to the other end. Finally a ripping one, and a good clear by Dearborn, and a roar by their fans.
They're really setting it up nice here, though. They're getting some opportunities.
Cal wheels it around. Dashed at center ice and stolen back, and cleared down by Furlow. Their best defender, a great shot blocker and a minute eater, and that's what he's doing right now on the 5-on-3. 26 seconds left on that. Here they come, right point, Kalchik with that speed burning. Intercepted by the tap by Nori. Caught loose. A slapper went wide again off this skate. DC contains it, 11 to go on the 5-on-3. Back out in front again, it's loose off the cage. Kelb keeps it in, 3 seconds left to go on the 5-on-3. 28 seconds in the second penalty. And boy, that might do a lot, and a possible chance going the other way. Mayberry had a shot, but a good job by DC to fend that off. Here's Schubert. 14 seconds left in what is now a 5-on-4. Slows it down. Divine Child gets a fresh body out there. Delaying is McNamara. Good moves by him. McNamara with a drive. Poked free. And the second penalty has expired as well. What a masterful job by Divine Child, or by Dearborn, I beg your pardon, to kill off another. Hard hit on the far boards. Fawaz went down. Here they come. Intercepting! He went far down!
Oh, wow. Was that a top-level shot? Bar down, as you called it, off the turnover in their own zone. And I was wondering if that was going to happen. A couple guys got caught out there from a long power play, the 5-on-3. They were tired. and that was a tired turnover that turned into the back of the net. Now, DC was carrying the play the first half of this period. Can they keep it up to come back from 3 goals down? Let's see what they have. This is high school hockey. This is why kids want to play it. You guys can hear the crowd. The flags are waving. The students are running up and down cheering. The kids love to play in front of their friends.
Well, Ty Cornett has played a gritty game here today. Scores a goal in a critical time to try to put this game out of reach. Still 8:09 left to play. That one's blockered away. Hot button rebound out in front as that clapper goes wide. How about that one out in front? Don't see that often, able to shoulder it down. And a clear and a backhand by Dearborn. And what do we have here? Prodin, I beg your pardon, is communicating something, an equipment malfunction possibly, or?
That's what I'm thinking. I mean, the way he's talking to the goalie, he must have thought maybe he lost a skate edge, or his, now they have the blades that pop in and out. Maybe he lost a blade, because I didn't see anything else.
Huh. Under 8 minutes to play in this one. You could say Divine Child doesn't deserve this 3-goal disadvantage, but that goal says other.
Oh, absolutely. That was a top-end shot.
Holland punched to the near corner, pumped back to the near boards. Shouldered behind by Schubert. Poked it free. Nice dashing move. There's Kauchik speeding his way in, and a glove save.
I mean, the top guys for DC are still coming at you, but as you see, as the period and the game goes on, their chances are moving further and further back, and this goalie's going to stop those shots most times.
We talked about it earlier. Prodin played for an MDHL team in the fall. Certainly has junior aspirations, and that's a good start to it.
Absolutely, and with his size, they're looking. You see 6'5", people are looking.
Schubert lost at left point. Little waffling shot came in off the backboards here. Schubert lost an edge. And will hang on. Back to neutral territory, though, as Norrie chased them all the way there. Intercepted by Holland. Holland maybe trying to put it through the skates that time of O'Connell. Here comes Pizzo. Pizzo with a dashing move down the middle. A better defensive play by Ty Cornett. I'll score a goal. I'll take one from you. Ross lost that one back to neutral territory here. Spun back around, and each team will take advantage of that puck to get some fresh bodies out there. Kelb just to the right of the red line now. Punches it past the stick of Ross. He'll chase from behind as Cornett skips it off the near boards. Kelb will play catch here. A little spring training going on. 6:24 left to play in the third. Kelb looking to enter with Welch chasing him to his right. Carroll. Long bomb to mid-ice now. It's Ross. Ross scoots by on the face-off dot. Loose out in front, and Probert with a nice job to cover that up. Well, you will soar as a Divine Child Falcon. Learn more about Michigan's largest Catholic co-ed high school by visiting divinechildhighschool.org. And that's divinechildhighschool.org.
To go off of what you said, that we don't feel DC deserves this 3-goal deficit. We look at the shots, 9-1 this period. They've carried the play. I feel like DU knows their numbers are short on the bench, and they're really playing safe and holding on a little bit.
And in the process, you score a goal, you got to feel even better about what you're doing.
Absolutely.
We'll take it again and slap it down and ice it.
That's what a coach would say. I told you so. I knew this is the way we should have played the game. And again, I might be reading a little bit too much into it. I just think it's the short bench. They don't want to exert all that energy. We have the 2-goal lead. And then luckily they get that turnover. 1 shot, 1 goal in this period. but DC definitely has carried the play here.
Well, we've talked about it. Brian Dallas in his 9th year as the head coach of Dearborn Unified, but he spent 18 years on the other side at Divine Child as well and played in this game on the other end as well. So a lot of things happening there, and he coached Mike McNamara, who's the bench boss for DC.
Great stories, aren't they?
And you'll love to see it in a game like this as well with the city on the line.
Thought it was offside. I think his whistle malfunctioned that first time there. He had to blow it a second time. But yeah, it's when you're around sports long enough, whether you're playing it, calling it play-by-play like yourself, you really start to realize almost every game there's a story. And sports just become these great stories, and this is one of them. He's looking over, and he's like, I coached him, and it's just such a proud feeling as a coach.
And for Dallas, it's not that weird, of course, playing Divine Child at this point in year 9. But I'm sure for McNamara, it's still a little weird to see his coach on the other end right now.
Absolutely, absolutely. And when you coach that long, I'm sure he's got other players coaching elsewhere too.
A few disruptions on the hitting category here. Here comes Schubert. Left it off. He was hit hard. That's straight into the chest. Croden put on a field day in the closing minutes. Can he continue to do it with under 5 to play?
Yeah, he's living up to all the hype here in the third period, keeping these shots out. And you see now, DC may have the numbers, but that bench is shortened a little bit. We're going to see 19, 15. We're going to see these top guys out here the next 5 minutes.
One by Unified. Swatted down by Nori. And another ice.
It's a very safe play. Win the face-off, get the puck out. I'll take a face-off down here, especially when we're winning a majority of them, over a turnover and a shot on net. I don't mind that play whatsoever.
Kind of like the offense for defensive substitution in basketball. It's going to take a long time to finish, but
yes,
you ultimately are getting what you want out of it.
Yeah.
Holland will win another, potentially. Kelchik and company chasing that into the corner. And Holland does come up with it. Stretch pass for Taman. He's got it. His fan section serenading him behind there. Taman got an opportunity along with Nori that time as they look to keep it in and kill some more time. Maybe score another goal. Goes wide. Here comes Divine Child. So 4:21 to play. Lost in the skates of Kelb. Taman all alone this time. As Holland well to his left. Slams it off the boards and kept possession. So does Nori. Intercepted by McNamara. Here he comes in front of the DU bench now. DC hangs on. Schubert puts on the brakes. Now rifles one. Little jungle to the near side. Alessandro again trying to get a shot on goal, but taken back by Mayberry and does all he can. Down 4 players to 1, and now he blows a tire. Mayberry saw it picked up by Ross and company. Ross gave it off, got it back. Has one more man to beat. He'll decide to take another long shot as blocker aside. Brady Deckert digs that one out in the near corner. Kelb. Goal line extended. Little wobbling puck back out in front. The hot bounce didn't come. It whacked off the back of the cage. Looking to lead one forward once again for Holton. And a good job by Cam to sniff that out.
And we've hit that time in the period. 3 minutes left, down 3 goals. They are throwing everything at the net. This is where I always get interested, and you'll see me. I'm going to watch this goaltender down here. I myself, I've pulled him already because you don't get these opportunities down in this zone, down 3 goals. If I'm down 3 or if I'm down 4, it's not going to matter to me. I've got enough time to get back in it. We'll be interested to see when he decides to pull the goal.
Wedge Rock remains in there with 3:09 left to play in the third. 5-2. His team trails right now, and that won't help. Taman outnumbered once again. Here comes Divine Child. A lot of these plays that can develop, may develop, and will develop here. And wow, an odd angle shot comes into the glove of Croden.
He's in the zone right now. He's feeling it. You could see him almost pull that Patrick Waugh, hold that puck out there for him to see it there. He's definitely feeling it. He should. 13 saves this period.
33-21, the shot total in favor of the team that has 2 goals and is trailing in this contest.
Didn't see this coming. When we mentioned 2020, I wouldn't have bet anything that'd be 33-21 DC at this point.
Stats don't always tell the story, right?
Yep.
Especially in this sport. Norrie down Broadway, nearly taken back by DU. Picked up once again by Kelb. Gets a snow flurry in his face here. Kelb going to go coast to coast. He lost an edge. 2-on-2. Punched away by Carroll with 2:21 left to play in the third period. Time is the friend of Dearborn Unified. Any little punch or clear that they can get only helps their cause. Carroll walks his way in, shifted down, and punched back out to center ice again. O'Connell rims around. Wettrock still in his goal. Let's see if he starts to taper off as they get control. No, still in there with 1:51 to go. 5-2, his team trails here. Back in the near boards, O'Connell. Helped out by Kalchik in the back there. And now Dearborn will take as much time as they can. 1:34 left. Good feed to Holland. Here he comes racing in. Holland out in front. Taman launched and fired, but into the netting.
That one might have been good from 50. He put it through the goal post there. He just got a little bit of a wrist roll there, and that went straight over the net and into it. I've got to say, you asked me, I've been doing this for about a year now, and I'm so impressed with how these kids just don't seem to get tired. They have been on the ice 4 and 10 for the entire game, and he just led that entire shift.
Conditioning, I guess, right?
Wow. Oh, to be young.
Into the corner, Kalchik digs it out. He's had some outstanding plays in this game. Brock O'Connell. Tuck it back out to center ice. Slapped behind once again. Now under a minute to play. This Unified crowd feeling it. .42 seconds left. Schubert. Back out to center ice once again. Brock O'Connell. And it intercepted by Furlow. 20 seconds to go. DU up 5-0, or 5-2, I beg your pardon. Back out to center ice. Well, the Mayor's Cup is headed back to Dearborn Unified, and let the crowd reign it home here.
And there you go. High school sports in a nutshell for you, right? People all say, oh, why do you want to go play for your high school? Go play AAA. Look at the kids. Look at the celebration, and this is why. Their friends are behind the glass. They're having the time of their lives. Congratulations, Dearborn.
Well, you said it. Whenever there's a cup involved, it always means a little bit more. And is this a state championship? No, but is this a huge win for a Dearborn Unified team who hasn't won this game very much? You bet.
Absolutely. And can you say a huge win within a loss for DC? What they showed in the second and third period is something that can go on until their playoff run. Their young players learned a little bit of something. They got a lot of big-time ice today. And, you know, DU just had a little bit more, but as you said, stats aren't going to show the total of the game, right? That's not a 5-2 game.
Well, it was a 2-game losing streak after the New York for Dearborn Unified, as they'll celebrate with their fans here on the near side. Some of the parents, that is. There's fans everywhere, but the student section to their left, the parents below us. But since those 2 losses after the new year, they have now won 6 straight. And if you're going to turn it on, you might as well turn it on now, huh?
Yep, getting hot going into February is what every coach is going to want. And they say losses don't matter until March. That's when you go home, right? So if you're going to lose and learn from it, but a 6-game winning streak getting into February to when it's going to be playoff time and all eyes are on USA Arena in the Frozen Four.
That's Nathan Norrie and company crashing into the boards, and Nathan Norrie had quite the game, a hat trick. He's had the 3rd goal, still with 7:12 left to play in the second period. So about a half of the game, he gets 3. And all DU needed was 1 more to pad it open and make this a final score of 5-2.
It's quite a Saturday night for him. A hat trick, the GWG game-winning goal in the Mayor's Cup.
For a year, not bad, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. It was such a great time doing this game. As I said, anytime you put cup in front of it, it just turns out to be something special.
Well, there it is, and it will be handed off to Nathan Norrie.
So cool. It kind of makes you think why more rivalries don't do something like that. This means so much for the kids. A lot of people say, all right, Dearborn beat DC, but to these kids, this moment, these are those moments they say, as you're going to be an adult, you're going to meet up with these guys, and you're going to talk about this win right here.
Right.
Norrie's going to be talking about that hat trick for quite some time. I have a feeling his grandkids are going to hear about this one.
Well, there they are huddling for the photo that they will probably use for a long time as well. Dearborn Unified gets their 10th victory of the year. 10-6-1. Divine Child falls to 8-9-1. And one more victory lap. Dearborn Unified has taken back the cup for a full year. That's got to feel pretty good. We thank you for tuning in here on State Champs Network. For everybody involved, our whole crew, our director Chuck Pallarito, our fine cameramen, and our whole corresponding staff as well. My partner, Mike Ivesil. Great to work with you. You do a great job, by the way.
Well, I thank you very much, Jeremy. You make it easy.
My name is Jeremy Otto. We will see you next time.
Shots on goal.